Hey indies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. Just a little bit about myself. I am Ashante, independent designer of CHRISTIANOMESHUN. I like to refer to my subscribers as indies. Indies is short for independent because we are all independent artists, designers, entrepreneurs, just in our own little way. So if you are new here, thank you so much for stopping in. Today we are going to be discussing a cost sheet. This is so important. I cannot express to you guys how many questions I get about how I am pricing my merchandise, how to properly price your merchandise. It's almost one of those things where I am wondering, how are you pricing your merchandise if you are not doing a cost sheet to know what it is that you're actually spending and what you are going to initially profit from whatever the garment is that you've made. So I am just going to do this quick little video for you guys to just explain to you why you should be doing a cost sheet and how to do a cost sheet. Now, I do have a cost sheet that I use, but I am also going to be kind of looking at my computer because I have it up. For some reason, my printer is acting a little funny. Don't know why. So yeah, we're gonna just kind of move along. If you're loving these type of videos, you guys, make sure you give me a thumbs up, hit that notification bell. We are trying to reach our first goal of 1,000 subscribers, you guys. So if you are watching this video and you are loving the content that I am giving you, make sure you hit that subscribe button, you guys. Share with a friend, tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody, honey. Do you hear me? Because we got goals over here that we're trying to reach. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe yet again. Without further ado, you guys, let's get into the video. Now, if you are unfamiliar with what a cost sheet is basically just a list of, I'm trying to put this in layman terms. In short, it is a list of expenses and then what you intend to profit for each garment that you make. Okay, so you're going to have everything on there from the amount of fabric, the notions that you use, that's going to be your zipper, if you had zippers, buttons, thread. You're also going to include the labor that you are going to either charge yourself if you're sewing it yourself, like what it costs to sew, or what someone is charging you to do the work. All of these things go into that cost sheet. You also include your wholesale price if you're going to sell the garment at wholesale, what it would cost, and then you have your retail price. So after you have looked at everything that it has cost to make this garment, you then need to turn around and figure out how much you're going to profit from this garment, how much you're trying to profit. I believe that it varies for everybody, honestly. I hear a lot of people say if you are profiting at least 30% of what you're charging to produce a garment, that is considered good. However, some people mark their garments up at 60%. I do 100%. Depending on how I feel, it can be 200%. The markup for your garment is really going to depend on what you're in the market for, because sometimes you can do a cost sheet and fill out all these things and then you realize that you could actually be charging higher for what you're charging for that particular garment. So sometimes it also varies by season, just to be a little bit more clear. When you guys are doing your collections, you should be filling out a cost sheet, because at the end of the day, it is important to track what you are spending and what you are losing when you are doing these garments. It's also a good way to track whether or not a garment was successful and whether or not something was. I know I've had plenty of pieces in a collection that did well, and then I've had pieces in the collection that did not do good at all. And so of course the pieces that don't do good, you know, maybe they're not in front of the right audience, maybe your audience is just not looking for that particular thing. It's okay to scrap them, and that's why it's important to kind of see like where you are gaining and where you are losing at when you're doing these cost sheets. Now on your cost sheet, and my computer is right here, you guys, so I'm just going to be looking back and forth at it. Now, on your cost sheet, you should have the date, the description, the size range that you're going to offer your garments in, the colors that you're going to offer them in. You also can go as far as to put your style number, the season that it's going to be in, the sample size, like all of that information should be on your cost sheets, okay? Now, with the material, you're going to discuss whatever the material is. If you're doing a jacket, you should have the jacket, you should have the lining, the buttons that you use to put onto the jacket. All of that is going to be included on your cost sheet. So that is going to be the amount of money that you spent on these particular materials. And it's so important for you to do this for each garment because, again, you want to see what is going to be successful and what may not be successful. Is this garment costing too much to make? Because I've had that happen before where it's like, man, I'm spending so much in materials and then my profit for this is like slim to none. I'm not even making back what I spent on the materials. So there are like many reasons why you should be filling out a cost sheet. Some people still kind of guesstimate pricing, you know, basically looking at their competitors and things like that. But I do think that when it is time to scale and grow your business, these are things that you should already have in place. I think the hardest thing that I see some people struggle with is they don't do these things in the beginning because they don't feel that they need to, because maybe they're not big enough or they don't feel like they're big enough or whatever, and then their business blows and you don't know what's coming in or what's going out, honestly. And it's a little bit, it's rough, you know, it can be real rough. I know for prom season especially, I always like to refer back to that because I know a lot of aspiring designers, seamstresses or whatever participate in that season, but sometimes you end up putting so much out, you don't really see that much of a return, not like you want to. I mean, even down to the fabrics. Sometimes, you know, even though you're wanting to profit at least $500 off a dress, you're spending $500 on fabric. So that means that you're having to sell that dress for at least $1,200 or whatever just to kind of make a profit. Okay, so cost sheets are very, very simple, you guys. They are really not that hard. I think the problem comes in with how you should be what percentage you should be marking up your garment. Now, once you've totaled the entire materials, what it took to make it, you also include the labor costs. Then you want to get into the packaging. How much is it going to cost you to package this up if you are shipping? How much are you going to, is it going to cost you to actually ship the garment, whether it's the hang tags, the clothing labels that go inside of the jacket, the plastic poly mailers if you are shipping out, if you use tissue paper, all of those things are also included on your cost sheet, okay? And then once you have that entire total, then you have the total cost of goods, okay, the wholesale markup, the retail markup, and then the suggested retail price. All right, so just to break down, the wholesale markup is the amount that you are going to mark it up for your wholesale price. Now, your wholesale price is typically less than your retail price. So a wholesale price would be for someone who is buying a quantity of your items. So if they're purchasing 6 of your jackets, or they're purchasing 12 of your jackets, you would give them a wholesale price. The retail markup is what you are going to mark up for retail, and then your retail price is going to be, or the suggested retail price is going to be what you are going to sell it at retail cost. So for instance, let's say your cost of materials was $27, right? I have my calculator up. And you made one item. It took you 3 hours to sew it. And that's the total cost of your materials being $27. Your hourly wage is $25. And your profit, your retail profit markup is 100%. Your wholesale cost for that would be $102. but your retail price would be $204. So you would sell it at $204, and your retail profit from this particular garment is going to be $102. All right. So typically, most people sell it. The more you buy, the better the price will be for your wholesale. When I do my wholesale is 50% off of the retail cost, but there is a minimum that you have to buy in order to get that particular price. So that is just a really quick breakdown of how you do a call sheet. So if you guys need a copy of the call sheet, just make sure you hit my email. Let me know. If you need a further explanation of how to fill out a call sheet, just drop your questions down below and I'll try to answer them as best I can. But to be really honest, you guys, a call sheet is very, very, very simple. You just need to figure out what you are going to sell your clothing for. And that should not just be off the dome. I think that you should consider a lot of things: the quality of your garment, the amount of the cost of the materials that you're using, the finishes that you're doing, the labor that is going into the garments. I do not think that it is in your best interest to price your items really high when you are not a luxury designer of things like that. I think it is best to assess your market, see what things are going for within that market. If you are obviously filling a white space and you are providing a solution in your market, then that's one thing. But I definitely don't think that it is a good idea to just quote prices off the dome. So if we're just trying to practice good business habits, start doing your call sheets for every single garment so you can really see what it is that you're spending. And I think once you identify what you're spending, you'll be able to better gauge how you should be marking up your items if you are profiting anything off of your items, you guys. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this very short and quick video. If you guys want to see more videos related to the business side of fashion, just make sure you guys leave me a comment down below with whatever it is that you want to see. And if I am knowledgeable in it, I will do my best to try to create a video for you guys. As always, stay happy, stay hungry, and stay blessed. Until next time. Peace.